my name is Allie for those of you who don't know me, and I am the maker behind Crochet in the Mud, or I do both crochet plushies as well as pottery. And this is going to be a market prep week. So I just had a really fantastic market this past weekend where we sold $1,700. That is fantastic. But I do have another one coming up this weekend. So there are a couple of plushies that I sold out of or I'm really low on that I would like to try to work on restocking this week. So I am planning to spend 2 days in the pottery studio this week so that hopefully I can try to get a kiln load done soon. It is April and I haven't done a kiln load since January. So hopefully we can get on that. But there's a couple of things that I would like to do. So tofu turtles are one. This skein is called Misty Jungle Green, and I have been out of this color for a while and on the hunt for it. And this weekend we were trying to kill time, and there was a Joann in the area, but they didn't have this yarn. But there was also a Michael's across the street, so we went over there and they had one. That Michael's, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't typically shop for yarn at Michael's. Literally, I saw of Bernat Blanket, Mystical, this skein, and then they had like 5 colors where they had white, pink, like a blue-green tie-dye, maybe 1 or 2 more, but that was it. Why don't they carry Bernat? But I have been waiting for this yarn because I made these shells a while ago. I just finished out the whole skein and I needed this yarn to finish it because that's the color I used for the body. I also, for my beige tofu turtles, this is the shell color. So I have 6 shells in front of me that I've made the heads for already, as well as this one. So like 7 of these turtles, and then I figure once I finish making the bodies, whatever's left of this skein, I'll make shells to be beige turtles. Other things I would like to do, because I only had 1 green and 1 beige tofu, and I sold both of them. So I have a lot of pinks, but those are the 3 colors I carry for tofu typically, and I could do some pizza turtles, but I don't think I'm going to put that on my list this week. So green and beige tofu turtles. My chicks with frog hats sold really well. I sold 4 of them the first hour and a half, and my store that I sell in also just sold out of the 5 I gave them. So make an army of chick with frog hats. I would potentially like to make more of the Parfait Chunky dolphins, Parfait Chunky specifically, because those are what sold. I do have some Bernat dolphins and some hammerhead sharks. I think that's my list. Let me double check what I'm sold out of at the moment. Oh, and some Parfait Chunky jellies. So let me write these all down because I have a bad habit of forgetting the game plan. Okay. So that's about 6 plushies, and I have about 3 days, so two different types of plushies a day. I think we can handle that. So I also have a kind of ridiculous goal, but hopefully we can do it, of between the 2 markets making $3,000. So that means I would need to make another $1,245 at this weekend's market, which I have the inventory for it. It's a matter of how well the market goes. I did this market 2 years ago and I made just under 500. So this is having to almost triple those sales. But I do believe I've improved a lot. I looked back at what my setup looks like, and actually I'll insert a clip here. I, as you can see, did not have a lot of small plushies. I had a bucket of bees, a bucket of frogs, and a bucket of rainbow bees. And I think I had a bucket of pocket octos. That's all I had for small plushies, and then I had a bunch of the more expensive big ones. So hopefully with me now offering 90% smaller, more affordable plushies, we can do it. Now the reason I'm wanting to do $3,000 between my 2 markets in April is because at my January market I had a can of soda explode in my bag of technology that I brought to that market, and my barcode scanner broke. My barcode scanner is not a necessity. I just like having it, so I set myself a sales goal to where if I beat it, I can buy a new one. The reason I did that is because, like I said, it's not a necessity. It's also pretty pricey of a barcode scanner because I need one that is Bluetooth and doesn't need to be plugged in, but also pairs with Shopify. So I think it was like $250, which is a lot, but I really enjoy having it, and I had barcodes to all of my items anyway, so why not have a barcode scanner? But I shall get started on these tofu turtles. Hopefully I can finish this skein today. I think that's going to be my goal. It is currently 11:17, so I still have to edit a video today. So we might not fully finish the beige ones, but hopefully we can at least get the shells done. Alright, and I just finished the 4 beige, so that gives us a grand total of 12 tofu turtles. So these still need to be stuffed, but I'm going to do that on another time because it is 4:30 and I'm already getting hungry. So I'm gonna go cook dinner and finish editing my video a little bit, and I'll catch you probably on Thursday because I think Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be a pottery day. It's now Thursday, so I did spend Tuesday, Wednesday at the pottery studio, and of course I forgot to take a count and film what all I made, but I know I made 7 mugs and I think 20-ish herb strippers. So we're getting pretty close to a kiln load. I think maybe one more week of going in, which will be next week, and then we can get some pottery firing. But last night I did get home from the studio at about 3 o'clock, so I was going to crochet, and then I got some bad news that I did not get the job I really wanted this summer. So I guess we'll be doing more markets this summer, but I still wanted to crochet a little, but I was also a little down. So I did work on some jellies. So I got 2.5 done. I'm trying to use this Just Chenille yarn from the Dollar Tree. I figured, you know, I can get away with using it as the tentacles, but it's not really curling as much as the Parfait Chunky does as the tentacles. And the reason I'm doing tentacles is because I feel like I can get away with it not being as soft when it's as the tentacles. But I wonder how much I actually used last night. So let's see, if I decided to finish this ball out, how many jellies would I have to make? So it looks like there's 28 grams left, and it's a 50-gram skein. So I guess just 2 more. So this one that I'm working on and 1 more. So I guess let's finish out these last 2 jellies so I can hopefully finish out this skein. So the Dollar Tree yarn gave me 4 jellies out of 1 skein. This is 8 grams left, and it takes 10 grams to make one. So maybe I'll make a rainbow jelly eventually. We'll see. I have a bunch of yarn to work through. But I think I'm going to make 1 more pink one just to even out my numbers to 5 with another hot pink as the tentacles. And then I'll move on to another plushie, but I might come back and make more colors of jellies because I'm enjoying them right now. So that's the update for now. It's currently 8:55, so we've got a bit of time today. So I just finished one that is fully Parfait Chunky to bring me to 5, but I was not exaggerating, I can tell now. So again, they're not stuffed yet, so they're not like fully made. But I always go through when I do like squids or jellies and, you know, twisty tie it over my finger to kind of correct the curls. And this is the Dollar Tree yarn, and I was like, these are like limp curls. Like, they're not holding their shape very well. And I was like, you know what, maybe I'm just misremembering what it looks like. But no, I just did a fully Parfait Chunky one. And like, look at those curls. So not only does the Dollar Tree yarn not feel as good, it does not hold the curl very well. But I do think I am going to go ahead and finish out at least some, or do I even have? We'll see what I decide to do with the rest of the Dollar Tree yarn. But that's not this video, that's fully separate. So what should we do now? We still have sharks, dolphins, and chick with frog hats to do. I think I want to do chick with frog hat last because I do have some. Those aren't sold out where the others are. But I don't have very much blue left to do dolphins, so I might only be able to get like one. We'll see. Let me grab it real quick. So this is how much I have left of the light blue. I know it looks full on video, but I can feel that I've used it. I think I can maybe get 2 out of this. I'll weigh the yarn and see how much I can get. I also have this blue that it's not the blue I was expecting when I ordered it. This one is classic blue, but I feel like it's too dark for dolphins. Maybe it would be like a good whale. I don't know. So I don't think we're gonna do that. I also could do a Dollar Tree yarn one. They're pretty similar in color. So I'll see what I can get away with, and then I'll check in with you, because I could potentially combine them together. There'd be a texture difference. I'll see, and then I'll check in with you when I have figured that out. So that skein that I had of the Parfait Chunky in light blue, it made me 3 dolphins. And then it's like just shy by like 5 grams to give me another one. But this one should give me 2. And then I do have the ability to maybe combine them and make a 6th. But I found with that one, once I got to the pectoral fins, I didn't want to do it anymore. So yeah, it's 1 o'clock. I think I am going to go ahead and make 2 more in this just to try to use up some more yarn. And then we'll move on, and maybe I'll make some more jellies. Or I can move on to the shark. I don't know. I'm just having fun right now watching the Parfait Chunky dwindle, and it's also helping because I am also doing the how much yarn can I use in a month challenge for April. I did it back in February, so I want to try to beat it. And in February I made a bunch of ear warmers, so that helped me up my numbers, and I need to work on upping my numbers for April. So it's only the 7th, I think. Oop, never mind, it's the 10th, so we are 1/3 of the way through the month. But I have been spending some time in the studio, and I have more plans to go into the studio this month, which means less time to crochet, which means less yarn used. Ooh, and I might, in this sea creature pattern bundle that I've been using, there is a shark. And I do have 2 shades of gray that I'm not sure exactly what to do with. So I started to work with the Dollar Tree yarn. I made 2 of the bodies. I just need to weave in the 2 ends and add the fins, but I didn't want to. So then I made 2 purple jellies, and they need stuffed. And I decided to move on again. So now I just started working on some of the frog hats for the chicks with frog hats. I like to just make a bunch of hats and then go in on another time and make the chicks. It is already 4:10, so I'll probably make some hats today, and then tomorrow make some more hats and go in and do the chicks. But excitingly, I am getting a lot of kicks on my social media right now, so that's putting me in a good mood. And again, I know I shouldn't let it influence my mood, but I just posted my come with me to try to make $1,000 in 7 hours for the Chocolate and Cheese Festival. I'll link the YouTube one up here. But I posted it on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's not doing very well on YouTube yet, but that's okay. Instagram and TikTok are already at, I think Instagram's at 2,000 and TikTok's at 4,000, and I'm getting a lot of comments and likes, so that's definitely helping push it. And then interestingly enough, my inventory video, which I didn't think people would want, is starting to get some traction. So my current best viewed video is my Joann haul. And what's nice about YouTube is it'll compare videos of like within the first day and 2 hours, this is how many views it had. So compared to what my Joann video was at this time compared to when it got posted, it's doing better. So I'm thinking my Joann, I think, capped at like 800 views. So hopefully I can get 1,000 views, maybe more, on the inventory view. And I also just posted yesterday was when my Chocolate and Cheese Festival video came out, and it's doing great compared to my other videos. So I am just really ecstatic right now with how things are going, because you've probably experienced it when you post a video or anything and it just sits there and gets like 5 views. That's what I'm used to. So this is really exciting for me. I got the video of the, come along with me short form from, I think her name is Let's Jazz It Up. I really enjoy watching her videos, so I did that for my 6-day market. And still to this day, even though it's now April and those videos are from December, I'm still getting views on them. It's at day 5 is at 110,000 on Instagram, which is weird because then day 6 doesn't have as many views, but day 6 says whether or not I made the 6,000 in the 6 days. But regardless, I'm still getting likes and follows from that even in April, so had to do it again for the Chocolate and Cheese Festival, and I'm really glad it went well. I was going to do it for my Lunar New Year market, but it was just so loud at that market that I didn't really have a chance to film. So the plan is to keep doing those for every market that comes up. So there will be probably another one for this coming Kite Festival. But I'm really excited for how those are going. Hopefully it can keep this trajectory and keep getting views on all of those videos. And I'm just really excited to see where it goes. So it's definitely been a roller coaster of emotions with getting turned down from the job that I really, really, really wanted, to now all these videos are doing super well. So who knows, maybe by summer, can we get monetized on YouTube? That would be fantastic. But we're nowhere close at the moment. I think I'm at 200 watch hours and you need 4,000. So that's probably unrealistic by June to hope to be monetized. But you never know. I am posting 3 videos a week right now. And I've got market day videos going out, which I'm pretty sure most people would say those are their best performing videos. At least from like when I look, it seems to be that those are the most watched videos on most crocheters' YouTubes. So we'll see how this all goes. But this might be my last check-in today. I'll probably just make a gazillion frog hats while I listen to my book. And we'll see how it goes. So currently, I yesterday finished, I think it was called The Serpents and the Wings of Night. So today I'm on book 2, which is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. So I've really been enjoying it. And yeah, that's my update for now. Happy Friday. So the videos have been continuing to blow up, which is really exciting. And I got an online order. So I don't typically get online orders. So it was really nice to see that somebody saw my TikTok. She really loved the Mighty Mallard Duck from the Crochet by Jenna book. and she ordered it. So I'll have to ship that out today. And the bad part of my brain is, even though I have two, my brain's like, you must make a new one to replace it. No, I'll just ship out the one I have and we'll focus on what's on the list. So last night I did work on some of the frog hats. I managed to make 7. So I think ideally if we can get at least 10 today, so I need to make at least 3 more hats. That'd be ideal. And then I still need to make some sharks. And I think that's everything on the list. Yes, that'll be everything on the list if I can get some sharks done and the chicks with frog hats. Also, my hair is being a little funky today. It decided, like, if I try to do it normal, it's going to sit like this. So we're doing front bangs today. So we're rocking a new hairstyle. But yeah, we've got a little bit of work to do. And then it is currently 8 a.m. So we've got lots of time today. And then I do have tomorrow if I wanted to do anything because this market is on Sunday, but I usually try to take the weekends off, and especially because we have a market this weekend, I'm probably going to try to not do much work tomorrow. So I also need to tag everything we did this week, but that doesn't take too long. Oh, and then I guess I need to finish out the Dollar Tree dolphins. I think this yarn is slightly skinnier than Parfait Chunky because I used the same hook size, but these are a little holy. But I don't have a smaller hook than a 5. I need to get on that. I need to get a smaller hook. Ooh. I think I have a 3.5 actually. But it's elsewhere. But I've got 4 jellies to stuff, the 2 dolphins add fins to, and then the sharks and the chicks with frog hats. So I have a confession to make. It is now 3 o'clock, and in good old Allie fashion, I did not do what was on my list to do today. So I made 3 more Parfait Chunky mallard ducks, which will be helpful because I have 1 left. But I'm kind of curious to see if at my last market I sold both of the Parfait Chunky ducks I brought, but none of the Bernat Blanket ones I brought. So I'm curious to see if I should fully transition or focus more on Parfait Chunky ducks. So being able to have 4 at this coming market will be able to help me test that more than just the 1 I have. And then I've been staring at these 2 pinks on my shelf for a while, and I wanted to make the pig from Jenna's book. So I made 2 of the pigs because if you're not aware, when I price plushies, I do the first one just to make sure I understand the pattern fully and make sure I don't need to edit the pattern any due to tension. And then the second one, I weigh my materials and tie myself. So I did 2 of these guys to figure out their price. And yeah. So for what I was supposed to be doing today, we'll see how much I actually get to because I still need to run to the post office to ship that order today. I think I'm also going to run to the bank, so I'm going to go do those errands right now. And then I need to fill my weekly makes. So we'll see how much I get to, but I still have the 2 Dollar Tree dolphins that just need their fins. That shouldn't take too long. And then I had 12 frog hats made, and I finished 1 fully. 1 just needs stuffed, and then there's still 10 hats. But my thought process was I can just bring these to the market with me, and this can be my market make. Because I already have some at the market. Let me see how many's in my inventory. So I currently have 3 in inventory, plus, if you count both of these, 5. Because I will stuff this today. And I wanted to bring some of the chick with frog hats to my store, which I think my shift is next Thursday. So that'll be a good market make. So I'm not going to make any promises. If I make anything today, I'll let you know. But I think this might be it. it's now Monday, and over the weekend I didn't do any crocheting on Saturday. I did tag some items and do a little bit of work, but no crocheting. And on Sunday at the market, I did not crochet much. It was one of those markets where there are constantly people at your booth, and then you'll get maybe like a 20-second in between, and then a bunch of people. So during the market, I managed to add 2.5 chicks to the frog hats. So not too much additional work, but that's what I managed to get, and it's better than zero. I always find if I bring projects to do, I don't have time to do them, but if I don't bring a project to do, it's a slow market and I'm bored. So always on the safe side, I'm going to pack a project. So worst comes to worst, I have something to do if I need something to do. But thank you so much for sticking with me during this market restock. I do have my market results coming out on Friday, so don't forget to look out for that video. And now I have about 4 weeks to prep for my next market. So thanks again for sticking along with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!